Thank you for joining us here at Spirit Fire for our monthly full moon meditation. It is, of course, a wonderful expression of world service to meditate together for the full moon. It is also a sign of your dedication to the spiritual well-being of all beings. And that, of course, is in alignment with all spiritual traditions who emphasize that together we are one, and together we are one planet, and together, only together, can we change whatever is troublesome in our planet, troublesome for humanity, or troublesome for other expressions of being, and together we can address that. Fundamentally, that is actually a Pisces consideration. And as we find ourselves with the um, Sun in Pisces by the sidereal calendar, and with the Moon in Virgo, we are interested in the oneness, Pisces, the shared universal considerations that all beings have, and that is to have a life that is free, that is full, that is enjoyed and not stressful. And Virgo offers to those same beings, including ourselves, the practical ways to accomplish that, and to do that without putting the self first, but instead to have ourself kind of in the background, such that the greater good is attended. I think one of the ways to understand Pisces is to understand that it is the last sign of the zodiac. So as we take up some thoughts on astrology for a few minutes before we begin our meditation, some of this might be quite known to those who are here tonight and those who will do this by podcast or webcast. But by the same token, it's always good to renew certain ideas. And if you are new to astrology or just learning it, then, may these thoughts help you. Pisces is a universal sign. There are three of them, and they're the last signs of the zodiac. However, when we think of the entire zodiac completing with the sign Pisces, just as it begins with the sign Aries, then that says something about those two particular signs, the one that completes and the one that begins. And so even if we were to, for ourselves, take into contemplation the idea of a completion, what that really means, how that feels, what is entailed for something to complete. And then if we were to, again, consider that even just on a practical, daily responsibility basis, but really expand our thoughts into all that is drawn together and synthesized, and the comprehensiveness of actually completing a task, completing reading a book, completing learning a language, completing a life cycle, whatever it is, we will find a tremendous complexity and a lot of factors that have to be brought together. But upon being brought together, they also have to be brought together in a way that is synergistic, that creates a greater whole than the sum of its parts. And so Pisces, on a energy turn of the spiral, is about this capacity to hold things as a universal whole. To do that conceptually, to do that in a visionary way, and to also blend oneself into the various parts of which that whole is comprised, and in blending oneself or merging with all those different energies and different needs and different foci, then we find in that one of the skills of Pisces, to be able to adapt or be changeable and adjust to the needs of the moment and the people that one is with and the type of way that they understand or learn things. It is in this way, then, it is a universal sign, and in many more ways that could be talked about. But I think that helps us understand how we can use what's left of the sign of Pisces in our own life. And of course, if we are a Pisces, it might help us understand the sometimes complexity that our life can feel like. Equally so, Virgo is its polar opposite sign, and Virgo is very adept with complexity and many details and handling them in a matter-of-fact way. In fact, quite often people who are behind the scenes of something and make it work easily, flawlessly, they have a Virgoan quality to them, or some planets significant in Virgo. So when we put these two together, then we have the possibility of, at least energetically, the possibility of a practical, steadfast, clear-minded way by which to bring about a set of universal betterments, things that will better humanity, Earth, all creatures and beings on Earth in a beneficial way. That's the potential here. And so when we meditate, we will certainly focus on that. I want to draw our attention very briefly to something that's going on that's very important to understand if you do experience energies, and every human being does. So if we are to focus here for a moment, we see that this is basically the last few days. This is Friday through Wednesday, the 10th through the 15th, you see on the left-hand side. And then the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, etc. What I want you to notice is if we come to here, let's see if we can make this work. Yeah, oh, sorry. If we come to here, notice that from Jupiter, so what's in this circle is Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Please notice that they all are, of course, either big planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or they are planets that, because they are either large or their placement in the orbit around the Sun being farther away, they take a long time to traverse the various degrees of the signs that they are in. And please note that in each case here, we have that these planets, the exception of Pluto, but only by 2 minutes of a degree, at going from 1858 to 1900, that these are all kind of not moving much in their respective signs. And of course, if you know your chart and you know the degrees of your planets in your chart, please take note of these. The point here is that if you are experiencing frustration, limitation, feeling like you just can't move out of a box, or like in a relationship, that the relationship is not giving you what you need, vice versa, if you're hearing from someone in a friendship or partnership that they're not getting from you what they need, it has to do with these planets that are sitting at their particular degrees and really barely moving. So that means that the energies of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all feel like they're almost stuck. That's an opportunity for us as human beings to actually feel what we're feeling. Don't dismiss it, and then engage what we're feeling. It also is an opportunity to learn how to engage or be fearless with the qualities that we are experiencing through our day with the other people in our lives, and in that then to to be creative, because we're not dismissing. On a world scale, that same setup of planets also means that humanity as a whole is being held with its kind of in a vice, a bit of its feet to the fire. There's nowhere else to go. We have to experience and see clearly in what ways we are contributing to that which is of detriment to ourselves and to others, and what ways we can, through the goodness of our heart and the clarity of our mind, bring forward the benefit to others and thus to ourselves and to future generations, etc. So essentially, what we can bring into meditation then is this idea of fearless compassion. It very much epitomizes Pisces. It very much epitomizes the utilitarianism of Virgo as well, in that there has to be the ability to just roll up the sleeves and get something done, whether everybody on the block likes it or not. If it really is going to better or be a benefit to everybody on the block, so to speak. So we smile and we take a long, so deep breath. Together we feel ourselves unified in heart, in mind, in intention. And we settle together, breathing in and breathing out. Together with our awareness epitomized in Pisces, the awareness that is a shared, universal, empathetic awareness. We reach out with our mind, almost in a telepathic rapport type of way. We reach out the wavelengths of awareness. And we connect to the universal consciousness that is shared by all of humanity. And then we reach out from our heart and we connect with the same wholeness of humanity and one shared consciousness. But now we expand that beyond the bounds of humanity to all other creatures and beings, beginning with our pets, maybe even the plants in our house or outside in our yard, and engage the great morphic fields of which we are a part. And then let us feel the shared ground of Earth herself. Virgo is an Earth sign, so let us feel the shared ground of the Earth and really take in that it is a shared Earth, a one Earth. And so let us feel the universal need of all beings for Earth, the universal empathetic and empathic shared sense of security, of home, of one, through Pisces energy, that all of us live with every day, whether we are consciously aware of it, give great gratitude for it, or are kind of blindly unaware. And as the group field ripens into a meditative one, and we feel our contemplations begin to shift into the lighted heart of a group meditative awareness, let us feel the whole world universally bound, just as the symbol of the two fishes in Pisces. But the binding that holds the two fishes together is extremely loose, ethereal, and beautiful. And so it is with us. We are loosely, but most definitely, beautifully as if in a lattice work, connected to all beings. And fish have a lateral line along their body, on both sides of their body, that feels perturbations, changes in the currents and in the pressures of water. And it is so hypersensitive that small variations from just another fish swimming by will create that lateral line to be very aware of the presence of another. And so let us feel that within ourselves. We all are intuitive. We all are sympathetic to the needs of others. We all are empathic. It's the nature of beings on earth. Even trees are aware of one another. So with all of that, let us open our hearts, feel the field of meditation, feel the universal quality of life that is life on earth, and the life of earth. And let us meditate willingly, knowingly, as part of this universal wholeness. And thereby let us bring it forward all the more within the energetic consciousness of humanity. We breathe in, breathe out, and meditate. we open ourselves to feel. In doing so, we grow the qualities of compassion and become ever more fearless. And this is the source of courage. It is the source of tolerance and of fearlessness. This allowing ourselves to feel, to be empathetic, to actually look at the world and see what we are doing to contribute to the harmfulness or the harmlessness in any given moment to the whole world and everyone in it. This is one of the most practical, applicable considerations that each of us can have. This Virgo applicability to a Pisces universal consideration. And so we feel that as we meditate and contemplate, we feel how wide, how big, how universal both the concern is and the majesty of our role in the excellence of a human response to the total concern of the earth. Let us feel inspired, renewed in our expression of compassion, of tolerance, and of fearlessness. Let us feel the courage to merge with that which needs to be changed in our world. And in merging with it, let us then uplift. Uplift, redeem, change, resurrect. And then as we complete our sitting, let us breathe and feel ourselves, yes, unique, seemingly individual. And yet, the breath that we breathe is a shared breath with everything on earth. The heartbeats in our chest are just like those of all beings of earth. The pulses, the rhythms, the various ways by which there is pulse and rhythm. Let us feel then the universal qualities of being alive, and thus ourself as part of that universality. So as we complete with this full moon meditation, let us once again be renewed in courageous qualities of compassion, tolerance, and kindness, as we Om. May it be so. May humanity make right, wise, compassionate decisions and move courageously into a universally bettered and empowered future. Thank you all for meditating. Bring your goodness into the world and create your day.